Hello again, Dr. Brady here. You know, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes right now. You've received several videos from this crazy dentist, me, and you're probably wondering if all this information could be helpful to you and your practice. And if it is, what would that look like in your life? Are you a candidate for coaching? If so, what impact will coaching have on your practice? And what about your team? Will it be beneficial to them? You might be thinking, Dr. Brady, my practice is unique. Will it work for my practice? Well, all those are very good questions, and because of our years of experience here at the Brady Group, we understand exactly how you feel. Others before you have felt the same way, and what they have found is that the Brady Group coaching program was one of the best decisions they've ever made for themselves, their practice, and their teams. The positive impact can range from decreased stress, fewer hours at the office, happier patients, happier team, and a doctor with more money for everyone and loads of vacation time to do what it is you like best. But you don't have to believe me. Why should you? So I've decided to let my Brady Group members tell the story. These are real videos from real doctors just like you.
Biggest difference in my numbers, production, collection, overhead. Overhead's reduced. Frankly, 20 years ago, I was a big numbers person. Overhead's reduced. Production is up. Collection is at we owe people $35,000, which is something I've never been accustomed to in my life. My accounts receivables have always been in the $100,000 range. We actually owe people $35,000. I'd say I've stopped looking at numbers. I look at things which I feel are relevant to my personal life. Is my staff happy? The answer is yes. We went into Brady. One of my goals was to make up an income difference that I would lose when I turn my associate into a partner. I've been able to do that. I love my staff and wanted to reward them, and I don't want to hold over their heads my ability to give them raises and act like godlike in when I should give a raise and when I shouldn't. This period they'll make $1,000 in bonus, not because of me, but because of us. And so I don't have control over them. They have control over their own future. And that was one of the major reasons I contracted with Dr. Brady. And then the other thing is time off. For this meeting, I just flew back from Vietnam, and I got in at midnight yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I spent 3 weeks there doing volunteer work, dentistry. I'm going to be home for a week, and I'm leaving for another 2 weeks to go to another foreign country. I've been doing dentistry for 27 years and have never been able to. Thoughts about Chris. Unlike, I probably hired and worked with 15 practice management consultants over my career, and we've made progress I've made progress with each one, but just in a totally different way. Just like I think everyone else, I'd like to be able to take a pill, swallow it, and everything is okay. And you learn from different consultants that's just not going to happen. It doesn't happen here. This isn't easy. For me, it's been a total life change. Frankly, I'm still going through it. And every time I go back to the office, I'm not Dr. Everett, who's very positive. I always, whenever something is I'm told to do or I think we need to do, I'm always negative. It won't work. And so I have a team of people that will convince me that it will work. And it does work, and I just need to have the confidence that every day I go back to that office that it's going to continue to work, and it has for the last 3 years. It's been better than the last 27, so I can't say more about him. One of the things that I will say is he's not afraid to tell it like it is. When you're not doing your job, he's not going to kowtow to you because you're paying him a fee and tell you how wonderful you are and that there's something else going wrong. He's going to tell you when you need to make a change. And sometimes it's hard to swallow, but frankly, it gets results.
My name's Scott Anderson. I'm from Gunnison, Colorado.
Okay. Tell us about your experience with the Brady Group.
It's been fun. I can't. I'm a young guy, 5 years out of dental school, and so I guess in a way I haven't maybe learned all the bad habits that some of the guys who've been in practice for a long time have, and I just think that I've been blessed to be able to be with the Brady Group this early in my career, because it's definitely put me on a track that's just been fun. I can do great dentistry. I got a great team. My staff is happy. My family's happy. We take lots of vacations. And dentistry's better than I ever thought it would be.
What would you say to the dentist that is considering taking the Brady course but is not sure it's the right time or the right decision, and they're really struggling with that? Do you have some advice?
Well, I don't know. I guess with time, probably there's no time better than now to start with it, because I think it's a great way. I think that you're going to help people, the patients, quicker in your career. I think you're probably going to maybe establish financial freedom early in your career. Vacations. You can spend more time vacationing, and I think the best time to do it would be as soon as possible. My staff loves the Brady Group. We just had a bonus, our big bonus of $1,000 a staff member, team member, and they're great, and it really has changed the way their enthusiasm in the office as far as getting involved with talking to patients about the patients. Our practice has definitely gone to more of a client or patient oriented practice, and I think they're just excited about dentistry. They're excited about the dentistry that myself and Dr. Tardos do, and just great. It's fun to come to work. When I come to work, I feel just relaxed and ready to go, really focused, in just a calm way. We're not running around anymore. It's just fun to come to work. It really lets you get into the zone. When you got to get into the zone and game up for a clinical procedure, you're just right there, as opposed to doing having 96 other things on your mind. And then I leave at 5 o'clock and go home to my family. I have a 2-year-old and a wife who I love, and we're expecting our second kid, and I'm just so lucky that I'm with you guys, because it really has just enabled other parts of my life just to become so good. I think that the biggest thing that as far as numbers and financially is, we don't have an accounts receivable anymore, because, I tell people in other businesses that, we have our accounts receivable on our balance sheet is actually a liability. If you're from an accounting guy or financial guy, because we actually have a negative $35,000 in accounts receivable as far as carrying a balance of $100,000. And so from an accounting background and a financial background, it's just great. We've just been more productive. The Brady Group works. Dr. Brady is just great. He's super fun to be around. With the doctor continuums, all the things that the Brady Group offers, it's just been great one-on-one interaction, probably like nothing I've had even back in dental school, things like that. I mean, when you get to sit in a room with someone like Chris Brady with 2 or 3 other doctors and just really get down to the think tank and what's going well for this person, and you might throw something out there and they're not, 3 other people will say, well, maybe you should try it like this, and it's just been really good. I think what you get for the bang for the buck is great, and the consulting is good. We always have a fun time. Every time we come to Brady, we have a good time.
My experience with the Brady Group has been one that has expanded my horizons. Mostly it involves my attitude and my approach to my patients. Before Brady, there was almost a by-rote way of doing things. And for the year, a little more than a year now, I guess, since I've been with Chris, that has changed completely. So my experience has been one of really looking at dentistry differently than I did before, and he's largely responsible for that. My practice is different as a result of Chris's coaching, primarily in the way that our overhead has decreased, and at the same time as our production has increased. We're taking more time off. Everybody loves that. We're hitting our MAM on a regular basis. Everybody loves that. We've virtually doubled our production and lowered our overhead to almost 50%. So all of these things are tangible results. The intangible results is that it's really melded us together as a team. We were individuals before. We were maybe more hygiene driven than we needed to be. And with these changes, that has all pretty much disappeared. So we've concentrated on doing what we do best for our patients, and that is providing them with the best service that we can in a way that allows them to be responsible for their treatment. The staff really loves the changes. It's really harmonized their way of doing things, just as individuals. But we were a pretty decent team before, but now we're a great team, and that's been wonderful for them as far as their working conditions are concerned. More vacations, everybody loves that. And the bonuses, that's not hard to take either. So everyone has been really happy with the way things have gone. It's a little scary at first, just changing the way that those things occur. But now it's like, why didn't we think of this before? Chris is totally professional. He's a dentist that has been there, done that, as well as being a coach. And I think his background in dentistry, as opposed to someone who's strictly an MBA management type, is essential to his work. The fact that he's been in the trenches along with the rest of us is a huge asset. He's a wonderful family man. I appreciate that. The way that he treats us as doctors is not condescending, but at the same time, it's also pointing out to us our foibles and things that we have done that didn't really contribute to the success of our practices. And he's very good at doing that. The Brady program has worked for us without question. Everything about the practice has been running more smoothly. Everybody's happy. Time off is great. In my particular practice, we only work 3 days a week, but we were able to do in those 3 days what we used to be able to have to accomplish in 4. So all of that has been a really wonderful experience.
As the front desk, I think that the Brady Group has been absolutely wonderful. I know that we've gone from an 80,000 accounts receivable to less than 30 in a little over a year, and that has been a wonderful thing for all of us, I think.
Absolutely awesome, and it's brought us together more as a team, which we were, we've always been close, but it's brought more of an understanding because we're all on the same page. It's not one person's got an idea and not sharing. It's about being a team, and this has really brought us to that level. We're really grateful for that. So, and now we actually do things outside the office together. Bonus program rocks. We like that big chunk at the end of the month where you can just go, spoil yourself, buy a new bike or buy some new running shoes or take a vacation or just have the extra. And it's nice knowing that there's always going to be one. And we've got to that level where we know we always get one, and it gets better and better, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think it's given us all a lot more actually ownership in the company and a lot more interest in what we're doing. I mean, we work a little harder for all of us, not just put more money in the doctor's pocket. It's a benefit to the whole group. And my job is so much easier, for one, because I am not playing the insurance game like I used to. I would say that I used to spend 80% of my time. If I wasn't dealing with patients coming in and out in the daily scheduling, I was dealing with insurance, and that has been huge for me to have my time free to talk to people, get the things I need to have done, and have a little more space to do the things the Brady program has offered us.
Yeah, and personally, being chairside, it's helped Doc and I learn to communicate a little bit better. I mean, we joke around and we always have a good time, but it's helped us to think on the same page. It's not his agenda, my agenda. It's all of our agenda, which is really awesome. And my role as chair side, well, in the office is the cheerleader. So I go around and I kind of pick bits and pieces up all over the place. So I'm helping everybody do everything, and I really like that. And that's been even more growth for me and for the office.
I would say we help each other a lot more
Yeah.
than it used to be. This is my job, and I'm going to get it done however long it takes, and that's yours. And
And I'll see ya. yeah. And I'm like, but wait a minute, no. So now we're all about, let's get the hell out of here and make it happen. Yeah. I think our patients are happier because we're happier. I mean, we've always been happy, but we're all happy now. You know, and there's no mood shifting. You know, when we check things at the door, we come in and we're all on the same page, and our patients feel that. Because when one person's off in the team, everybody's off, and people pick that up. You feel everybody's energy. So, you know, if we're all in the same space, we can share. And watching them leave happily, you know, happy, just as happy as we are, or making them laugh, or turn their day completely around. From coming in for a root canal to laughing their ass off walking out the door, like, thanks. You're welcome. See you next time.
I think that patients are also appreciating that they're getting options that they never really have had offered to them before. And we've had many patients that have gone through treatment thank us and say, you know, this is great. I didn't know that I could have this done. And they've been there for how many years? And when we first started the Brady program, I think we were all a little nervous about what looked like a huge mountain of new expectations. And
It looked like a lot more work.
right. We were all excited about it, but I think we were thinking, oh, you know, it sounds too good to be true, and does this really work? And it was challenging to get over that, and I would say that we're still going through some of that. Not the doubt that it will work, but the how-to. We're still working towards our goal.
How to get to the next level is where we're at, where we're at now, and it's very exciting. But yeah, we had a lot of doubts, and it felt uncomfortable because it was change and it was new. We were ready for it, you know, but we had to keep correcting ourselves constantly. I think our biggest change since we started the Brady Group, first thing would be when we take a vacation. You know, we've got these beautiful vacations, which are awesome. But when we come back, it's not like coming back to work. It's not like, damn, I wish I had one more week. You know, it's not like that. We come back and we're still like, we're here. You know, we've got 3 more days, right on, and everybody's happy to see each other. We share our experiences, and that's been really awesome. I mean, the days just fly by, and you come in, it's just a big social gathering, and that's been really cool.
I think it's taken a lot of the pressure off us too, that we didn't realize we were feeling in our jobs. That you know, pressure's been relieved. I mean, really, all we're doing is there to do what the patients want us to do. We're not trying to force anything upon them or tell them what they need to do, and that's been very refreshing.
Just having them take the ownership. You know, it takes a world of weight off your shoulders. You need to fix this. You got to do that. You know, this one's a priority. This one's number 2. Do this one this year. This one next year. It's not like that. Now they're like, you know what? I want to be preventative. I want to take control of this. This is my life. This is my month. I want to do the job. I want to make sure that I'm healthy and fit and ready to. Mercy has changed tremendously. He was stuck in the old school. It's not broke, don't fix it. Or I'm going to do one crown of the month. You know, and that's where we were. It was also, you know, if they come in with a specific problem, that's all he's going to look at. And now he looks at the big picture. He said, you know what, the one beside it's about on its way out as well. And the one behind that has a huge amount of fill on it. Do you want me to just do them all together? And before it would have just been, I'll fix that one right now because I know your financial situation. But to watch that shift in his perception and let them take ownership and give them the option to take care of it now as opposed to later.
Well, he actually has a very personal relationship with a lot of his patients, and he always has. I mean, they're his friends, people he's known. I mean, he's had the same patients for 30 years. And so he always was trying to help everybody, you know, well, you know, I think that tooth will last another couple of years. Or, you know, I think we could patch that up and fix it. And he felt like that was a service he was doing for his patients, that he was helping him. And I think that through all this, he's realized that the best service is to offer them what's going to be least expensive and best for them in the long term.
You've thrown away the patch kit.
My experience with the Brady Group has been a very refreshing change from other consulting companies that I've worked with in the past. It's very down to earth. It's very answer-oriented, goal-oriented, and it's enabled me to actually accomplish the goals that I set for my practice. The other companies I worked with, there was a lot of talk. When it came down to actual delivery, I felt like they kind of fell short, even though I kind of did the things that they said to do. With Dr. Brady's program, it really, you do the things he says, it's going to work. And proof is in the pudding. It's worked for us. My practice is drastically different now than it was before I started the coaching with Dr. Brady. The stress level has gone from being quite high on a daily basis down to practically non-existent. I come in relaxed, I leave relaxed. The staff is totally on the same page, enjoys one another, loves working with each other, loves the program that we're doing, loves treating our patients, loves their jobs, feels well treated, and the patients, I think the biggest benefit is that the patients are getting a better service. We've slowed way down. We're treating fewer patients with higher quality, and yet our production has never dropped in the time that I started working with Dr. Brady, even though I work about a third less days in any given month than I did when I started with the Brady program. As far as my practice numbers and how the Brady group has affected that, my production level has stayed pretty consistently the same, but the amazing thing that's happened is it's dropped my overhead from about 85% with 6 staff members now to 50% with only 3 staff members. So not only is my practice much more profitable, but the management is much easier. And so thus the stress level is dramatically decreased. So I'm enjoying dentistry a lot more now. Also, my accounts receivable used to be a healthy 1 to 2 months out, which I thought was ideal. And Dr. Brady introduced the concept of actually having a negative accounts receivable, which to me was unheard of. But we have that now. We have about a negative $20,000 accounts receivable right now. So we've actually got more money more dentistry that people have paid us for than we've actually delivered. And that's because they're excited about the treatment and they wanted to have it done, so they're prepaying.
So would you conclude and say that the Brady system worked for you?
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to practice any other way. I just wish I'd have found him 10 years earlier.
Excellent. So do you have fun at the Brady group meetings?
Oh yeah, they're great. Yeah, I always look forward to them. I come away realizing that I need this. It's therapy to me. It helps me realize the things that I'm falling short in and refreshes me on the things that I need to do. I always think I'm doing pretty well, and then I go to the Brady meeting and realize that I'm still not doing a lot of what I've learned. And so it's always, I come away from it wanting to retrench and do better and take my practice to the next level. My advice to anybody who's considering the Brady group would be to ask yourself the question, am I really happy with the way my practice runs right now? Am I really enjoying dentistry? And can I do this for another 10 or 20 years and get the results that I want? If the answer isn't a wholehearted yes, then I think that Dr. Brady is really going to be able to help you, because he'll be able to help you to write down the things that you want to accomplish for your practice and customize the consulting for you to help you reach those goals. Dr. Brady really cares about you and helping you to reach your goals. It's not his program, it's all about us.
There you have it. We get letters like this every week. I can't tell you how fun it is for our Brady Group team to see and hear the success stories week after week after week. And I can't tell you how humbling it is to feel the trust that they have given us in our coaching program. So the million-dollar question is, what's next? I'd recommend that you go to our website and take advantage of our new video series, Ask Dr. Chris and Ask Amy. You can try them out for only $1. Plus you have access to bonus material and special pricing on our Mission Possible seminar. Are you ready to step up to the plate and take your practice to the next level? Are you ready for a change in the right direction? Do you have what it takes to make your practice soar? I think you do. Still not sure what to do? I'll make it simple for you. All you have to do is click on our website, look for the Ask Dr. Chris and Ask Amy weekly videos sent directly to your computer. It's a great way to learn how to launch your practice to the next level. Plus, it's a great way to start off your team meetings. Now, this is no pressure, no obligation. It'll cost you $1 to try it out. Click now